Hello and welcome to my show, The Geometry of Fortune, at Figureworks Gallery through March 1st. The show features 11 of my paintings, all completed in 2019. This first piece is titled King for a Day. It measures 12 by 18 inches and features a seated figure on the left side against an orange background. These next two pieces are titled Stepping Out on the left and Balancing Act on the right. They both measure 16 by 10 inches. And you'll notice something I've been working with this year is making the figure come out against the background, simplifying the background, especially in Balancing Act on the right. This piece is titled Forward Momentum. It measures 24 by 48 inches and is the earliest piece in the show. You can see here the figures are much more embedded into the background. It takes a little work to identify them in the center here and on the left side. And as we go into a close-up, you'll be able to see some of the textures developed on the painting itself. This is from using a palette knife technique, applying layer upon layer of paint. Sometimes scraping them down, sometimes brushing over it, sometimes blending them. This next piece is called Resolve. It measures 6 by 12 inches. And here you'll also notice something new. I've been developing drawing on the paintings. This has always been a part of the process, but in the past it tended to have gotten covered up as more paint was added, but here I'm just letting the drawing exist on itself to define the figure. You can also see that same effect on this painting. It's called Voices Duet. It measures 24 by 30 inches. And there's a lot of drawing in this piece, both around the figures and the background. You'll also see a new element I've introduced, the thought bubble or speech bubbles. It was initially developed to show interaction between the figures and has developed into interesting abstract shape on its own. I also enjoy the symbolic connotations of that, like sort of a hint at an inner life between these figures. These two pieces start to develop a deeper sense of perspective in space. So the top piece is called Point of Departure. I think the length of the piece helps enhance that sense of perspective and depth. And this is called Distant Shores. Here we have the title piece of the show, The Geometry of Fortune. And this piece incorporates a lot of these different elements I've been talking about. So you can see prominently the speech bubble or thought bubble. It's become much more streamlined. It almost has an Art Deco look to it now, with the geometric shapes inside the overall shape. And again, that sort of streamlined look. As we zoom in, we can see the use of drawing to help define the figure, and the torso and the arm, and the leg area. There's a lot of drawing that has been kept in place. And the drawing is also serves to define a horizon line and to develop some of those shapes, the geometric shapes in the background. This is the final piece. It's called The Construction of Thought. And this also incorporates a lot of the same elements. This is a later piece. We can see the thought cloud has changed shape again, and it seems to be dissolving at this point. Now, the figure itself is outlined by drawing as well as some of the shapes in the background. So this is the show. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a chance to see it in person at Figureworks.